really talented. A little bit of a lost season. I know Robert Saleh, guys, made some news at the Senior Bowl saying that. What's up, guys? We are back. We are back in the building, baby. All right. So we did the offensive linemen earlier, and I was pretty impressed. I think once again, this is by far one of the most athletic draft class that I've seen.
And I think Kimmy hit that buzzer beater, by the way. Listen, Ike Ekwonu, the fantastic tackle out of NC State.
Now they're about to get to the running backs, man, and I can't wait. I mean, if the wide receivers has been this athletic, if the offensive linemen have been this athletic, I cannot wait to see the running backs. I just can't.
When he found out it was officially listed at a 4.93,
Alrighty, guys.
He was ecstatic. But here's what's cooler. He said when he walked up to that line to run the first 40, that's when the adrenaline.
It's still going over the this is like a recap from the offensive lineman. Let's see here. Who did I like? It was kind of like under the radar, sort of, I guess, if you want to say under the radar. I mean, everybody knows somebody, right? The one from Arizona State, man, he looked pretty good today. I didn't think he was going to do that good, but he did. Surprisingly, he did. Surprising to me. All right, guys.
Keep in mind, last year, only 2 of the top 10 rushers in the NFL were actually first-round picks. Peter, who do you have your eye on?
I'm watching that second name, Isaiah Spiller, and I think he's an incredibly productive running back. But I have spoken to some scouts saying, just how athletic is he? How is he going to test in these drills? He can silence any doubts by putting on a show today, or at least, at the very least, doing better times than he's expected. So, very productive player, smart player, great out of the backfield. Is he one of these freak athletes who's going to run a great 40? We'll see.
I think we're starting to see running backs become big boy running backs now. The way defenses are slimming down, we want those guys who are on the plus size. But what about past the second round, getting the third and the fourth round? Hassan Haskins, Michigan, ran Ohio State into oblivion this past year. How about looking at Brian Robinson from Alabama?
What's the guy name? Last name White? He's a big guy. I think he's like, what, 6'1", 6'2", running back?
Brian Robinson, 225 pounds. The top 4 rushers last year, all 220 or bigger in the NFL.
Haskins, by the way, 27 reps on the bench press at 225. From one Michigan man to another, Rich Eisen, Dan Jeremiah.
Thank you very much. It's Mark Gorsick going through the paces.
All right, guys. We're just sitting here waiting on them to load up with the running back so they can start their 40 times.
Up here with me in the booth at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I absolutely think that this is by far one of the most athletic draft class that I've seen so far, man. These guys, like even the offensive linemen, I think you had like 6 or 7 that ran a sub 500. Like that's extremely well, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, running backs. Is that better? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
The last 6er that I paid attention to was Hersey Hawkins, so that's probably not helping you.
Nicely done. See there? That's a great reference right there. Okay.
All right, let's look at Breece Hall because he's my top running back in this draft class at Iowa State. And
wouldn't that be nice? We have a Breece Hall and a Bryce Hall, right? They continue the legacy with the 2 Carter brothers. Somebody might get him in the first round, like late first round, I'm assuming. Breece Hall. He's definitely going in the second round. I don't see him getting past the second. Running backs typically these days don't go as high as they used to.
And then in the passing game, you see it here after the catch, he can make you miss, but he can run receiver routes as well. We get into the field workout, Rich, you're going to be able to see him when he splits out and how athletic he is, speaking of which.
40.
Let's go, man. It's combine time, baby.
These jumps are telling me he's going to probably be in the low
40s. If you start watching the channel, man, maybe comment and let me know some guys that you guys are psyched about seeing in the combine. I think we're more or less psyched about the defensive side of the ball at this point, right? I think the first day is a Jets fan. The first day was like the crucial day for us in a sense. Offensive line, with us, it's worth watching. But I think our eyes are more or less like on the wide receivers, the tight ends, and maybe the defensive end as far as tomorrow. Maybe defensive end, safeties, and cornerbacks. I mean, you can't go wrong with those for the Jets, right?
Anybody who's sitting at home thinking, well, that means that
If you're not a Jets fan and you're tuning in, comment in the chat. Let us know what team you represent and what players you want to see.
Ask a Colts fan what they thought of the running back that they chose the second round a couple of years ago.
The mock drafts have Mafe Boye going to Green Bay, I think, with the number 28th pick.
For Jonathan Taylor as an MVP candidate was legit all the way up until pretty much mid-December. And it's Josh McDaniels, the new HC of the
my pick for defensive ends, like my top guys would be Hutchinson from Michigan, and then it will be Thibodeau second, and I honestly think third would be Jermaine Johnson. I am a huge fan of Jermaine Johnson. May even be the best one out of the bunch. Only time will tell. I would love that, because I was telling people like, yo, Jermaine Johnson, and it was like, oh, over Thibodeau and Hutchinson and Carl Loftus. You know what I mean?
Kind of the stats of the rushing scrimmage yards leaders last year, the average was 5'11".
And if you saw my first live, this is my second live from my new channel, The Jet Show. As you can see, I'm a Jets fan. But anyway, so in the other video, I mentioned how I was telling people like prior to the combine, like even last season, like this Alec Pierce dude, to me, in my opinion, if not the best wide receiver in this draft, is one of the best. And he's just, maybe after the combine, he'll get more recognition, but prior to the combine, he was not mentioned in the top 5. He just was not. And I'm dumbfounded because the guy is so well-rounded. He has nice speed. He has great hands. He's a good route runner. He's 6'3". He's a big frame. I mean, dude, like, what more could you want, right? Out of a receiver? Man. Uh-oh. All right, guys, here we come. 40 time for the running backs, and now I'm taking notes. All right, I'm going to let you guys know who it is. Oh, it's Tyler from BYU. A lot of Jets fans want him to come just because of the chemistry between him and Zach. Let's see that 40 time. He's 5'10", 224. He's moving, man. He is moving. 4'6'4".
That's kind of what I thought. I think when we pulled the numbers on James Conner, that'll be an interesting one. Conner had an incredible season.
4'6'4". He's 5'10", 224 pounds. 4'6'4" isn't the best, the most jaw-dropping, but it's not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Well, another Tyler from Missouri. Tyler Beatty from Missouri. All right, Beatty. Bad start on Beatty's end. Okay, guys, let's see.
No problem out here for you. Well, I think we've got the numbers here. You look at them side by side. So you look at the 40 here. Rich, we've almost got a perfect DNA match.
Yeah, so they're matching up Tyler from BYU with James Conner. James Conner 6'1.5". Tyler 5'10", weight 224 on Tyler, 233 on James Conner. During the combine time, Tyler was 4'6'4". James Conner was 4.65. So they're comparing those two together, as far as I guess their measurements and also their combined stats. At least the 40 right now. All right. So Tyler, yeah, Tyler in the second, Tyler ran a 4.49, which is not bad, dude. Which is not bad, dude. Not bad at all, actually. Tyler Beatty ran a 4.49, the running back from Missouri. Kennedy Brooks is up next. He's a big name.
Kennedy Brooks, if he would have gone back to school, which he could have, he would have just been the all-time leading rusher in Oklahoma history. They've run the ball pretty well at that program over the years, so that speaks to his production.
All right, Kennedy Brooks. He's about to run the 40. Let's see where he has. Let's see where he's at.
Real quiet, just a really good kid. Put together 3 1,000-yard seasons. You watch him, he has that real forward lean. He's got good contact balance.
13 touchdowns this year.
He can catch the ball, too. I don't know that the expectation is he's going to run very fast, so this would
Notification here, guys. 1 second.
us here.
Kennedy Brooks. Going. 4:59.
We'll take that. We'll take that all day long.
4:59. Big body. All right. See here.
It was great to have him stop by here. And
Mike Bradway in the bottom right corner of the screen there with a very lovely sweater.
always evaluating.
Let's see, man.